Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirit, my intuition, and the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, beautiful viewers. We're going to do a pick a card here in regards to a very important message Spirit is wanting you to know right here, right now, in regards to your current set of situation or circumstances. And we will pull these cards together for your pick a card. We have 3 options to choose from, and we'll also be pulling some charms. So if you would like, you can certainly click on your pile right now or your pick based on the backside of these cards. For those of you guys needing more guidance, we will reveal these cards, and then we'll also be pulling a charm here for you guys. All right, so option 1, 2, and 3. The selection will be in the description box and in the pinned comment below under the timestamps. So let us reveal these cards, and then we will be pulling the charms for each of these. So for option 1, we have 41 with White Mantra, Mother Protects. Beautiful. Option 2, we have 33 with Blue Mother, Yellow Mountain, Gibbous Moon. Gorgeous. And for option 3, we have number 1, Above You, the Lantern Dancer. All right, let us pull your charms. If at any point you are drawn to any of these, you can go ahead and select from the timestamp below. Let us pull the charms together for option 1, Spirits. A very important message they're needing to know about their current situation, circumstance. We have the Anchor. All right, so let's put that right there. For option number 2, Spirits. Ooh, we have the beautiful Tree of Life. Gorgeous. And for option number 3, Spirits, what they're needing to know right here, right now, in regards to their current situation, we have a fish. So you guys can see that. All right, so I will move this out of your way. Take a look at these 3 options. You will most likely be drawn to one of these. You could be drawn to multiple. If you are, that just means there's multiple messages here in regards to your existing situation, different aspects that Spirit is wanting, as my email goes off, to communicate to you. So I will let the video run for a bit, and when you are ready, then I will see you guys at your pick. I'll see you there. Hello, my beautiful pile number 1. You picked 41 with the White Mantra, Mother Protects, and this Anchor card for your pick. We are looking at specifically what message is Spirit wanting you to know right here, right now, in regards to your existing current set of circumstances or your situation. So this is pretty intense, this White Mantra, Mother Protects, because there is an energy here, either internally or externally, of where you're being tested, threatened. Perhaps it's a very low vibrational energy that is, you just can't quite shake off. And I feel like if this involves other people, it seems like no matter what it is that you do or can do, things aren't seeming to get back on track or go in the right direction for you. So just know that this is talking about a spiritual training. You are a guiding light here for yourself and for other people around you, and you're going through some sort of initiation, some sort of spiritual test, and that you are protected with the White Mantra, Mother Protects. This is talking about no matter how bad the situation gets, it is being guided by the divine, and you are definitely protected here to overcome whatever this is in the exact way you're supposed to overcome this. And if at times it seems like you have to pick yourself up, that is part of the test and the lesson here in order for you to become this spiritual warrior that is going to be revered by other people. So there is an energy here of something quite challenging right now, and you might not know whether you are being protected or doing the right thing here, but I do feel like everything is happening exactly as it should. Now with the anchor, maybe it is that you feel like you're needing some sort of stability or something to get a little more grounded, or maybe you feel like, yeah, like you're ungrounded, or a situation might be so up in the air maybe, and you're not feeling like you're stable or feel like quite yourself, or like you have a stable returning place. Let's see. We'll have more cards to pull from, so I don't want to get too much into it. As we pull your oracle cards here, I will ask that you use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear, to determine whether or not this is indeed your pile. All right, so let us take a look. We have 37 with fear, or the number 10. Your fears are keeping you from moving forward into the life that you deserve. So I was sensing either an internal or external. You could be having severe doubts stemming from fear. This could be generated from within. Okay, let's keep going. You might be stuck in place here. You might be stuck in place here due to fear of moving forward. We have hen. Okay. We have healing. Your body, mind, and soul are in a period of deep healing right now. You're going through many transformations at once, and you're being asked to allow yourself to receive the healing you need with open arms and an open heart. We have ancestor of protection. Definitely protected. That comes through very strong. We have body as a house, 71, or the number 8. We have honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. We have inspiration. Beautiful. We have burial ground. Okay. We have boast. And we have change. We have this abstract card here. Looks like a thief in the night with glowing eyes. I will put that in the center here, although they might not necessarily be coinciding. Oh, we have something very graphic here. All right. This is feminine energy in all her glory here. I will put this with the change. We have someone sitting at a bar here, looking quite lonely. Okay. And we have another hooded sort of dark shadow here, but this looks like the death card because it's at a graveyard and it looks like the Grim Reaper. Okay. All right, this is making sense. Navigation. And act of love, yes or no. And we have density. Okay. Going with the anchor here. I will pull a couple of these tarot cards just for this spread before we begin. Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. I'm seeing this one for pile number 1. What is it that they're needing to know right here, right now? Important message from Spirit in regards to their existing situation or set of circumstances that they're needing to know right here, right now. Thank you, Spirit. Please protect me as I channel this message. And please protect the viewer as I deliver this message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. And thank you so much, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy. I am so blessed. I'm being called to read them all in the upright. We have the 3 of Swords. We have Strength. And we have the 2 of Wands. Okay, this message is really, really clear. I don't know how much time we're going to have to spend here because it is a very direct message for you guys, pile 1. So this sort of low vibrational energy, I feel, is being stemmed from within, okay? I feel like there is fear in regards to an existing situation, or a current situation, I should say. And I feel as though you may have experienced in the past loss. You might have experienced heartache. You might have experienced disappointment, being let down, betrayed. And so I feel like there is a situation going on right now around you that I feel like you're second guessing yourself. You're in a lot of doubt here and trusting where this might be going. So I feel like the past situation you're needing to definitely resolve as something that has happened in the past. Okay. And I feel like it is keeping you stuck in some way. The pain is keeping you stuck. That experience is keeping your mindset in an energy here that you are unable to move forward with the present situation or be successful in this present situation. And so the fear overwhelms you in some way, your lack of self-confidence and your ability to just enjoy a situation that I feel is in your life. So I do feel as though you're kind of stuck right now. You feel frozen here, and you might be feeling at the mercy of your environment. Your situation's kind of happening and you're not able to engage. You're not able to do what it is that you're wanting to do or desire to do out of a fear of an experience, a past experience that has left you quite frozen, I feel here, okay? So I feel like since this experience that you had that left you kind of heartbroken or feeling very disappointed, I feel like maybe you've really detached. You felt kind of on your own. You've been sort of isolated, I feel here. Very maybe dependent on yourself. And I feel like it has been quite heavy. For a lot of you guys, I do feel like this is in regards to opening yourself up to a new connection, okay? I feel like there is a heaviness here of you detaching from a past experience, past relationship, allowing yourself to transform and face whatever this connection is here in order for you to show up in a balanced way here. I feel like there is a decision here for you to choose to move forward, to allow yourself to heal, to put the past behind you, to be very honest with yourself here, and to allow yourself to transform. So I feel as though whatever has happened to you in the past was certainly something that was a lesson in whatever you were supposed to be learning about self, about love, about whatever you experienced here. And even if it was something that left you quite broken or disappointed, I feel like it was meant for you to put this experience under your belt, so to speak, so that you understand a certain part of yourself, or uncover a certain part of yourself here that you wouldn't have been able to uncover otherwise. So that beautiful pile number 1 is really behind you. The pain is behind you, that there is a message here that this current situation is not the same, and that for you to allow yourself to heal from the past and accept it as part of your past, but that it is not impacting your future. I feel like there is going to be a whole shift here in your energy, that I feel you become almost completely a different person in that regard when it comes to your confidence when it comes to that aspect of yourself that has been held back, that has been heavy, that has been lonely, isolated, feeling let down, jaded, depressed. I feel like this has been a heavy weight that you've carried around for some time. And maybe you were not really aware of how much impact this had on your life. But I feel like addressing it rather than just, I don't know, not addressing it, because I don't feel like you have addressed this. Addressing it as in facing it head on, healing from this by accepting it has been something that has happened, that you are able to put in the past, that has impacted you, being very honest with where your feelings are at and being very honest with what it is that you might be fearing doing, and knowing that you do have a level of control here. You're not just at the mercy of whatever is happening around you, because you are protected. Okay, you are protected, heavily protected. In fact, the whole reason why you have kind of gone through this was also divinely orchestrated in a way to put you exactly where you're needing to be right now. So there is a need for you to welcome this change, this transformation. And I feel like this does require you being vulnerable, okay? And I do feel this requires you being receptive in a feminine energy. That's what this hen is all about, and this feminine energy kind of exposed here, because I feel like after whatever's happened here, you might have been in some sort of, like I said, hyper independent energy that was more masculine, having to make things sort of happen here in a way without, yeah, like I just feel like you might be guarding against being vulnerable and exposed and allowing yourself to be receptive. But I also feel like you're in an energy here of when it comes to the experience you had, that this is something that has happened to you and is still happening to you and has control over you in some way, which is false. Okay, so I feel like a part of you needs to take a little bit of a stance that you're embracing what has happened as something that was needing to happen, and that you are protected, and that it is over, it is done, okay, is dusted, done, no longer here to impact you in any sort of way, and it's left its mark in some way that might have been impeding your way forward. It might have been suffocating you or holding you down or back from a very important part of your life here of manifesting, a very important next step for you, because I do feel like the next step here is in collaboration with someone. Okay, is working with another, is coming together in a balanced way, is choosing a pathway forward with someone, but it's going to take courage. And in order to move forward with this, to have successful movement and be balanced here in this connection, because these are both giving me balance from the Chariot and the Two, okay, whether this is the Two of Cups or the Two of Wands, because this is the Shuffle Tarot. I was talking about balance, and I feel like you might be at a crossroads or not moving at all, very stuck, feeling very heavy. So when we look at our fear, we have to be very honest, okay? When we look at our emotions, we have to be vulnerable. We have to be exposed. When we talk about what we've experienced, we are out there, open, okay? But I feel like there is something about allowing yourself to go through this process, which is going to be a lot more helpful and therapeutic than avoiding or just not facing this, okay? Because when we don't face it, it just builds and it becomes a bigger plug than it needs to be. I feel like there's a need to release whatever this is in order for there to be a way forward. in order for you to manifest what I think you want to manifest here. Okay, and so I do think with this act of love, yes or no, and this, there is a choice here, and the choice is with you. But you're kind of held back here by fear, and you've kind of built an identity here of thinking you are needing to do something alone, or that you're solo, or that you have some sort of energy that has become you, that I feel it might have been a part of your lesson or a part of who you've experienced, but it certainly is not who you are. So this might take you a bit to accept the fact that you are somebody who is deserving of love. You are somebody who has experienced a difficult situation. You are somebody who might be feeling stuck, but know that you are protected. Know that whatever you're feeling is generated from within you. So the only way to break out of that is to change the energy from within you outwards. Okay, but I feel like there is something about when you are set free from this, there is a massive transformation that you're able to put something behind you once and for all. Okay, this will take, like I said, you being vulnerable, you being in your receptive energy, receptive energy, feminine energy here could be one of allowing yourself to just express your emotions. Okay, let them flow through you. Allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to experience whatever you're experiencing without trying to feel you have to change it or that you got to be in a different way. Okay, so there's a need to be very honest with what it is that we're feeling and experiencing. So I'm going to pull just a little bit more tarot here because I feel I might be missing a piece here with this. I'm getting a little bit. Yeah, a little bit more here. I'm not sure with this boast and this kind of robber looking dude. Spirits, what am I missing here for pile 1? What more are they needing to know in regards to their situation? What's going to help pile 1? Thank you so much for this clear and concise message. We have Queen of Cups. Beautiful energy. This is water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What more is pile 1 needing to know? What have I missed? Clear and concise message. What more do they need to know? 2 of Pentacles, another 2. And that is the scene of the 2 of Swords. And we have the 6 of Pentacles. I'm going to pull 3 more here. We have the King of Pentacles. The 6 of Pentacles is in the scene of the 6 of Cups. All right, King of Pentacles is Earth energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And we have the 8 of Cups and the 8 of Pentacles scene. And one more. We have the 3 of Pentacles, which I'm not surprised to see here because it was in the scene of that 3 of Swords we were looking at. And then the 10 of Cups. Under that, we have again the 2 of Cups. Okay. I do feel this is a connection with great potential here for future stability, okay? I feel like there's somebody here that you're able to build with for the long term. You're able to come together. And I feel like you might feel broken due to past experience. I feel a deep, deep sense of love here, okay? And I do feel as though there is something very magical here about this connection. But I feel like there is a need for there to be some sort of stability here, but a realization, a sort of acceptance about where you're at and your role and your ability to do what you need to do here in order for there to be success. And I feel like you're idle and you might be sitting on what it is that you're needing to do and feeling very stuck. I feel a stuckness here of you to do what you're needing to do in an active way to solidify something here. And I feel like what you're needing to do is walk away from the energy here of that past break, that past experience that did not work, that past thing that left you feeling very crushed. in order for you to manifest the greatness here, in order for you to enjoy and receive full emotions here that I think is ready for you. Because I feel like whatever this is still kind of lidded, like the cup has a lid on it. I feel like it has not yet been able to flourish in some way. And so I feel like an energy here of you really projecting a lot of the past pains into this existing situation or connection in some way, and kind of seeing it through that lens. And so then it keeps us feeling like we're unable to do anything in this situation because we keep coming back to the pains we suffered in the past and our inability to do what we need to do to show up energetically in a way that we need to because of the past. So we think about the past and we think about how it left us. And so then in this existing situation, we refrain from doing the same thing. We feel like we've done something wrong, or that it was what we had done in the past, or the past situation and experience will now relive itself or continue through. And so I think this message here from Spirit is confirmation here that this is a different situation here than what it is that you've experienced in the past. There's a need to recognize that whatever you experience is something that is behind you, that has been in the past, that should not keep you stuck. That is not something here that is going to dictate the rest of your life, that is stopping you from being emotionally content here. Okay, unless you let it. And I don't feel like you're going to let it, because I feel like you have divine intervention here, recognizing where you are stuck. But I do feel like there is something about a long-term stability that you're able to plant here, and something that is very solid, that is very long-term. Okay, this is a long-term family card that would require us to commit. Same with this King of Pentacles. Okay, very committed father energy. And the anchor is all about commitment and stability. Okay, but I feel like we're needing to move towards something that is more emotionally fulfilling for us, rather than staying in an energy of where we were feeling fear, or where we were feeling held back, where we were feeling suffocated by a past experience that left us feeling broken, and coming forward still broken, or feeling as though we're broken, but knowing we're protected, knowing that we cannot allow the past experience to dictate and determine what the future is going to bring. Because I feel like this person here with this cape is being very protected here. We have ancestor protection. We have the white mantra mother, which is the divine, looking after you. And I feel like in order to get out of this, the only way to do this is to come forward with the broken pieces that we feel we have in order to come together, because this is where the true healing happens. This is where we are investing. This is where we're moving forward, giving to a situation here in a balanced way that's going to have progress, so we can collaborate and choose yes for this act of love. Okay, but I feel like right now you might be choosing not to move, which is kind of a no, because I feel like not moving and being still is a no. But when we choose no, we're aligning with loneliness, we're aligning with heartbreak, we're aligning with shutting things out, we're aligning with fear, we're letting our lack of confidence in being happy and in this situation, and our trust in this situation panning out in a way to bring us full emotional fulfillment. So there's a need to be completely honest and look at ourselves as to why we are incapable of doing what we need to do. And if it's something internal, we have to look at it head on. We cannot run from it. We need to deal with it inside ourselves. We cannot pretend that we can work around it somehow, or that things will work without us dealing with it and sneak around our problems, that things will pan out happily, or that we will eventually overcome something by distracting or not facing or not being honest and not dealing with it head on. There's a need to deal with whatever this is head on within ourselves, okay? And that requires a lot of honesty and a lot of courage. We were seeing the Strength card, okay? So we have Leo energy, and like I said, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy here coming out. So let's just ask. Let's ask then what you can do here if we can get a very clear sort of guidance then. What can pile one do? What are they being asked to do then exactly, Spirit? Clear and concise message. Pile one still doesn't know what it is exactly they can do here for their situation. What are they being called to do? Thank you so much, Spirit, for this guidance. We are truly blessed. I don't feel that one. Let's keep going. Okay. We have Ace of Cups, new emotional beginning. Yes, beautiful. The Lovers, choosing. Queen of Swords. Okay, very, very simple, you guys. So we have Gemini coming out again, Libra, Aquarius. Okay, could be prominent in your chart. There's a very clear message here, and I feel like you have a choice sitting in front of you. Okay, it is very clear to me that there is a choice. Only you can make this choice to have an emotional new beginning for yourself that is full of love. I feel there is an abundance of love coming towards you, being offered to you by the universe. And I feel like there is a need for you to love self, for you to know that within yourself, despite how you feel, there is a desire to love self. Everyone has a desire to receive love, be loved, give themselves love, despite what's happened to them. And sometimes we have to unlearn what we've experienced in order to find that and tap into it, but know that it is there. So despite whatever you do, know that there is an overflowing cup of love inside you for yourself, for this person, this situation. I feel there's lots of love around, okay, despite what has happened. So know that, trust that, have an unwavering dedication to knowing that there's love in there that will bring itself forward. All you need to do is choose what feels emotionally right for you. I feel like the choice here with the Lovers is that, again, this is really giving me this relationship reading. Okay, this is the only thing I'm really picking up from this spread, is that there is someone in your life here that you are not choosing or you're iffy about, and it has nothing to do with this person. It has everything to do with what you've experienced in the past. And so you're not allowing yourself to go down this path. And Spirit is saying all you got to do is choose this, because there is an abundance of love here that's going to shower you and help you to see the self-love that you're needing to open yourself up to, which is very different from, I feel like, what you have experienced up until now, okay? And that you don't deserve to be shut out or unloved or recluse or removed. You deserve to have all the love here. And so instead of choosing to remain stuck, instead of choosing what has happened in the past and keeping that alive, the thing that was not abundant, the thing that didn't work out, and feeling as though this is, you know, this is going to lead you in the same way, know that there is abundance here in this choice. Know that it is a fruitful choice. Know that it is a new beginning for you to experience love. And you have to become very clear and very honest with this Queen of Swords, okay? The Queen of Swords is very honest. The Queen of Swords, if she sees fear, she's going to need to deal with this fear. She's going to communicate what she's experiencing. She is very much still dealing in truths, although energetically, maybe emotionally, things that happened to her could have caused pain, but she doesn't allow that to get in the way of her making wise decisions. Because the Queen of Swords has experienced a lot of pain, but she's wiser from it. She now knows how to make decisions that are more in line with what is deserving for her. Okay, and this is depicted by the Justice figure here with the scales. So I'm getting heavy Libra energy coming through this one as well. that whatever has happened to her might have been something unjust, might have been something that left her feeling not very balanced. And so she's had to find her own balance, and she's had to rely on herself, and she's had to be very independent, because I feel the Queen of Swords has cut out a lot of people because she felt like she could have been wronged by other people, or she felt like she had to do things on her own. Okay, and I say she, but it doesn't have to be a she. It's just giving me the energy here of your energy. So I feel like you're not used to trusting people. You might be very skeptical, and you might have experienced, like I said, something here that has left you feeling like you couldn't trust anyone or anything here, only yourself. But there's a message here, because we had asked spirits, and the message is very clear, is to be very certain, to communicate truths here in regards to what it is you're feeling, and know that the choice that you make is abundant, that you just need to have a realization here that it is not the past, that the past cannot hold you captive, that you're not going to be lured to the exact same experience you had in the past. In fact, this will open up. I feel like there's an opening up, a burst of energy here with this inspiration in this pot and this cup overflowing. Like, I feel like there's something here that needs to be completely unleashed, even with that Queen of Cups, with that lid. I feel like removing the lid on whatever this is will allow things to flow, will allow things to get moving, will allow you to find the way and put the past behind you with this burial ground. Okay, burial ground also talks about ancestors, and here we have the ancestor protection. So it could very well, whatever you've experienced is something from an ancestral wound. Maybe nothing that you know of has happened to you that would make you feel this way, but it's just something that is coming from within you, and you can't identify it. Why you feel the way you feel, why you might feel untrusting, or why you might feel like you have to do something in a certain way. And it could very well be something that you've experienced, you know, through past energy that has been kind of handed down to you. But either way, it's something here that I feel is needing to be transformed, put behind you, and this might make you feel very vulnerable and open, but it is the honest truth. And once you align with honesty, no matter how vulnerable you are facing this fear, you're facing this with courage, you're facing what you're needing to come to terms with here in order for you to receive abundance and allow the universe to hand you this great offer. Okay, now just know that you are protected, know that there's no sneaky way around this. Know that your confidence will increase in time, and know that you are well deserving of whatever this is here, that you're not stuck, that there is a way forward, that you are healing through this, that you're not at the mercy of these heavy feelings and experiences that you had in the past. Okay, there's a way to flush this out from within you, to acknowledge what this is, to not shove them down or put them aside or drown them out or distract yourself from them. There's a way for you to acknowledge. Okay, and you don't have to fully heal this complete side before moving forward. There's a need for you to decide to move forward and to deal with these emotions as they come up. Okay, because I feel the fear is preventing you from making that decision. So we can never deal with the emotion. We can never deal with the core of what's keeping you stuck and heavy and held back. Okay, so I hope this helped you guys. This is what you were needing to hear in regards to your situation. I feel there's a beautiful connection here that is requiring you to make a decision. And I feel like now's the time, pile one, and that you are a beautiful soul who's deserving of love, who's heavily protected, and you are an inspiration to others here, whether you feel like it or not. It certainly is going to be an example here of somebody who has gone through one sort of energy and overcame whatever was going on in order to find happiness, to show courage, to move forward. And this is a guiding light to other people. It's bringing healing to other people, okay? So I think you're meant to bring healing to other people. You're meant to be an inspiration. You're meant to be a guide. You're meant to be somebody who is, like in the forefront rather than someone who is in the shadows or who is kind of removed, not seen on their own, or doing something here that's, yeah, it feels very detached. Okay, so this is what I have for you guys. I can't help but see this fish, and I know we pulled a fish for one of these other piles. I don't know if it is going to resonate for you for the fish pile, but I am being called to let you know if you were drawn to that. It could certainly have another message in there for you, or be connected energy to you somehow. All right, so I love you very much. I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous pile number 2. You picked card 33 with the Blue Mother, Yellow Mountain, Gibbous Moon, and the Tree of Life charm here. This is a beautiful card. This card is very, very spiritual. It is one of where we've had to really take a look at our soul purpose, and sometimes our soul purpose and our calling is completely different than how we might have pictured something to be, where we could have been very attached by ego to what we thought we needed to do, or who we needed to be, or who we identified as, but yet we're pulled by our soul towards what our calling, our purpose truly is. So this comes with a lot of sadness and experience of disappointment and challenge, but this is a promise that things are about to change for you. Pile 2, I feel as though there is a release of an ego, of a part of yourself that might be hanging on to something that isn't serving a full purpose. And sometimes our ego doesn't want to believe that where we're headed is somewhere that could be better for us, or that by taking our hands off the steering wheel that we'll be led to where we're supposed to go. But this message here from Spirit is that you are being led to exactly where you're needing to go, and to allow the divine to lead you there, to trust where you're going, even if the road sometimes seems as though it's not going in the right direction. Trust that it is. This Tree of Life talks about health and family. What I'm really getting from this is the roots in order to grow to this, to flourish to this abundant tree, this stable tree that will stand the test of time here. I feel like you're planting the roots here of something very solid, and it's essentially aligning yourself with your authentic purpose in life here. Okay, and I do feel like the full moon might have something to do with this as well. I know we just had one at the beginning of the month. If you're the beginning of this week, if you're watching when I'm posting, so that would have been about 3 days ago or so, 3-4 days ago, with this full moon. So it could be there's a full moon cycle here, from full moon to full moon, where you might find significant change. Okay, so what I asked Spirit was for a message you were needing to hear right here, right now, an important message from Spirit regarding your current situation, your set of circumstances here, and what are you needing to know? What is the guidance? So use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to know that this is your message. All right, so let's get into it. We have 76 with soulmate. This relationship is a match made in heaven. All right, number 13. 13 is the Death card in the tarot, which is all about transformation. Soulmate. We have Hermit Crab. Okay. We have surrender. You're being asked to let go of your need to control each part of your life and surrender to the universe. Control is an illusion, and it's exhausting to try to hold on to it. Let it go and allow yourself to enjoy the relief that comes from doing so. That speaks a lot about this Blue Moon, Yellow Mountain, Gibbous Moon card. Sorry, Blue Mother, Yellow Mountain, Gibbous Moon. Connect. You're being asked to connect with others in meaningful ways. Sometimes it's helpful to get new perspectives and to simply be around other people. You're in need of this right now, and deep connection will benefit you in many ways. All right, we have Dancer of Friendship. We have two people here, or two figures carved into that stone. We have Death of the Deceitful, 76. What are the chances we have 76 coming out of all these cards here? Okay, very, very, very interesting. So Death of the Deceitful, 76. The two skulls. We have envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. We have birch, all these eyes in the birch tree. Very sturdy tree, so more tree symbolism here. We have appearance. And we have game. All right, so let's pull these abstract oracle cards. We have two people again hugging. One wearing green, one wearing red. Green is heart chakra, red is root chakra. We have a computer desk, empty office space. Don't see any people. Okay. We have two people again in a vehicle, and it says yield. So they're driving to get somewhere. And we have a storm passing over, I guess, the shore, the water and the cliff. Lots of rain and some lightning. Okay. And we have finding love with the two seahorses. And we have vanity. Interesting, because we have appearance here. And a mirror. We were getting mirrored numbers. The mirror, okay. Vanity. That comes back to this blue mother, yellow mountain. And we have Aurora Polaris. Okay, so I am going to pull, I think, I don't know, maybe 3 tarot cards first to get a little bit more before we get into your reading. Beautiful pile 2. I'm going to ask Spirit for a clear and concise message. What is this important message that pile number 2 is needing to hear, right now, in regards to guidance for their current situation, circumstance? What are they needing to hear, Spirit? Thank you so, so much. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. And thank you so, so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I'm truly, truly blessed. Thank you so, so much. All right, well, it looks like we got 4, so I'm going to have to find a space. We have the 5 of Wands, depicted by the 5 of Swords, seen in this Shuffle Tarot deck. We have the Wheel of Fortune with the Magician, kind of lackadaisical, resting on the wheel. We have the 4 of Wands, depicted by the 4 of Cups, seen. And we have the Page of Pentacles, looking like the Hangman and the Upright. Okay, I'll put that like that. I want to make sure that you can see. Okay, that looks good. Oh, right. What's going on here? Well, everything would, you would think, point to this being about a connection. And it could be, but I'm not sold that this is in regards to a connection. Although there could definitely be someone involved with this energy. Somebody who has been close to you or by your side, okay? And it could impact connection. It could impact somebody else. But I really feel like the stronger message for me that I'm getting from this is your life calling purpose here. And I feel like you're really being pulled to do this, but it would require you potentially not lying to yourself, maybe. Maybe there's a connection here of somebody who you've been dedicated to, or you've committed yourself to, or a career that you've been committed to, or an energy of something that you have built over time. Because I feel like there is a structure in place, something solid. Could be a family, could be an established business, could be an established career, could be what you've done for a living, could be just you've been a homebody and, you know, have built a family here. And now I feel there is an energy pulling to you. And I feel like you've been not listening to, if I have to be honest, pile 2, or at least you hear it, but you're held back. And you're held back to some sort of idea that you've created that is keeping you safe and held back in the existing set of circumstances, maybe that you've built over time, because you have dedicated a lot of your time, because you have built an identity around it, because it feels comfortable, because it has been successful to you and for you. But Spirit is saying that there is this, like, this is why it's kind of painful here. I feel like there's pain here because you know that you need to keep moving, and you know that in order to move it, you're going to be in a state of vulnerability, that whatever you have built might feel like you're giving it up and it's exposed, and that you're throwing it all away in some way to, like this hermit crab, you know, the shells, they go into the shell, or they find shelter by going underneath something that's hard, and then most of the time they wander around without their shell exposed. So they find another sort of home. It's kind of like a transient home here, but I feel like the hermit crab could make anything really its shell. If you leave it around, it goes underneath temporary things as its home. So I feel like whatever you had here was a home, and it was a solid home, but I feel like now what I'm being told is now become a temporary home that you've identified to, that now you're needing to transition away from and go towards what is now going to be your home. And it is different than what you're used to, and it could very well impact, you know, this connection. I mean, you could very well be turning your whole life upside down, a whole new connection, a whole new career, a whole new pathway. Like, I feel like there's a resilience here about you, and I feel like there's a knowing that you have that what you're supposed to be doing. But I feel like you have not yet been able to trust in the divine or yourself to let go of what you need to let go of, because the pain is very deep, and having to go through this transition and this transformation and to surrender what's there. But know that what might seem stormy and very difficult is only temporary, because what's on this other side is absolutely beautiful, and it's absolutely meant for you. It's going to be the vibrancy and the core soul of feeding whatever desire is generated from deep within you, and that what you have going on right now is more of a surface sort of filling of desire, that there is a deeper desire to be filled here. Okay, so ego's coming through quite strong, and when we say ego, sometimes people take it as someone who is cocky, or somebody who, you know, is egotistical in the way of, I don't know, like ego has sort of a misconnotation. And when I see this ego here with appearance and this vanity, what I'm really getting is that there's an identity of someone that you've built yourself up to be, that you understand yourself to be, but it's who you were in the past, who is actually not who you are. And so I think things are being handed to you in order to get you to move. So things become very difficult, things become confusing, things become challenging. And this is Spirit's way of getting you to move forward. Because when we hang on to things, and we don't make the decision where we're supposed to be kind of called to do, the divine puts all sorts of obstacles in our way in order to remove everything, so that all that we're left with is taking a real hard look at something and concluding what we were supposed to be looking at in the first place. When we remove everything that is sort of conditioned upon us, it's not our authentic self, it's not our true self. And although we do have free will, the free will can only be exercised when we are no longer under conditioning, when we're no longer acting out of subconscious egos. When we remove all the egos, when we remove all the conditioning, when we remove all the experience, and then we're left with making a true decision, Spirit knows that you would choose the decision that is in line with your true core. That might be very difficult for you to make right here, right now, because you're being led by your past experiences, which has built an identity for who you think you are or have been. Now, I do feel like it's been some time, because I feel like you might recognize that it is no longer you. But there's something you have to do that might feel like you're betraying someone. And so I feel like you're not wanting to pursue your own passion. And so you're sitting unhappy in your current situation rather than taking action, rather than being inspired to move, rather than taking the initiative to do whatever, because there is a lot of confusion here. And it's like, what will happen? And I really feel like you don't want to make anyone feel as though they are betrayed or that you're going against, especially when it comes to home situation here and a building of stability. But I feel like what you're needing to do here is about self, is about your true self. And anyone who is at the core level of your true self will align with you where they need to. And I'm also being told this, which might help some people. Sometimes in our life, we have people who might play very significant roles. And sometimes their role changes as we develop, as we change. The person's role might change. And sometimes they're more suited to be a best friend. Sometimes they're more suited to be a boss. Sometimes they're more suited to be your life partner. And sometimes a life partner is only for a short period of time, call it life partner, but sometimes the role changes and it transforms into now someone who is maybe no longer our partner, but is our friend or is a supporting partner in our business endeavor, or whatever this is a natural progression of whatever this energy is transitioning into. But we cannot maintain a belief of something that is what's happened kind of in the past, or what we've experienced as the past, as something that has to stand true for the rest of eternity here, okay? So, I mean, the seahorses mate for life, and we have finding love here. So I don't know, like, are you in a situation here where you have been in a partnership where this is a person who you've been with for a significant part of your life, who you felt you would be together for the rest of your life, and so now the universe is throwing you into this yield, into this stormy weather, into this need for transformation. And so there's a need to acknowledge something here out of a place of love. And it is very painful when we have to accept some sort of truth here, because the truth is that you have experienced something with someone, I feel, that was real, and friendship's coming through very strong, okay? So is it someone who played a role in our life, as someone who was a life partner, who we've built some stability with? Maybe it's a family member even who we've built stability with, or who we were really tied to and now needs to take more of a friendship type role because we're abandoning whatever we've built, or we're no longer wanting to operate in an older infrastructure of what we built, meaning it was good back in the day. Because to me, this is kind of older office sort of energy. And now we've graduated maybe to a different sort of need for something more fulfilling. And if we're an understanding, for better for worse in some way, with a partner here, because this is matrix fed again, and I mean, just take what resonates here, okay? Because I'm certainly not telling you to do anything here that you're not already intuitively feeling, but I feel like if we've said for better for worse, but we're in an environment here where we can't make something happen, and we can no longer grow, and we can no longer expand, and we can no longer do what we're called to do and put here on earth. The divine does not care about what sort of, past sort of promises we made in some sort of matrixy world. And I do believe that there are connections that stand the test of time here. This is really interesting. I think I might be missing something, but I do feel like what I have communicated here with the death of the deceitful, I feel like there are some stories we're telling ourselves that we want to believe to be true, and we're not allowing ourselves to move forward with an opportunity, that we're being hangman about it. Still, we're contemplating, we're not moving, we're kind of being asked to move. We're kind of being asked to get a greater perspective here of what is more beneficial here so that we can manifest what we need in order to align ourselves with our true calling. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to actually put these in here so we don't... Okay, so Spirit... Yeah, I do feel there is a partner here with the soulmate and these seahorses. And what am I missing here for pile 2? What exactly are they being guided to do here? More clarity for pile 2. Anything I've missed? Thank you so much, spirits, for this clear and concise message for pile 2. Oh, that's too many. Okay. All right, I do feel one more. Okie dokie. Let's see. We have the 7 of Wands. We have the 4 of Cups. We have the King of Swords. So we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Page of Pentacles coming out again. The 8 of Wands. And the King of Cups. A water energy. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Also seeing the Devil, which is Capricorn energy. And the Hangman is Pisces energy. Okay. And the Hierophant is Taurus energy. So any of those could be significant. I feel like you have been in a situation where you've invested a lot of your time, okay? And so I feel like you wanted to fight for something here, rightfully so, something that you've built and invested a lot of time. But I feel like what the universe is saying is that you've been spiritually called to be pulled somewhere else to do something else. And so when we're attached to something that is matrixy, that we've built, that is ego-tied, we get put into a situation where we must detach. And I feel like you might not be feeling whatever you were feeling before for your existing situation. The passion and desire and the emotional sort of contentment you might have had at one point might have dwindled here, okay? And so I feel like there's a need to become very honest and look at a situation that you have been committed to. And for some of you guys, it could certainly be a marriage, but it could be, like I said, an established thing you have going on here. It could be family, it could be a career path, could be something here that you've committed to, and it doesn't do it for you anymore. And I feel like you're still kind of committing yourself to it, even at an unhealthy sort of way, because you're feeling bound to it. Okay, but I feel like this is an internal thing here you're needing to look at, because the 8 of Swords, which is the scene, is where we tell ourselves something and it limits us because we believe it to be true. So we're held back by something. I see a Devil and an 8 of Swords, which is both about being held back, being bound to something. Okay, and in this case, I feel like it's something you believe to be true. And so I feel like there's a need to break out of this. There's a need to be honest. There's a need to have forward movements towards something you are passionately about, to acknowledge that that passion is going to burn through here and set you free eventually. So there's a need to acknowledge something here. Okay, and I feel like you might be kind of looking at this but not doing anything, like I said, but the opportunity is in front of you. And so Spirit really wants you to know that when we look at our situation based on past sort of experience of conditioning, we might be telling ourselves something, and so we're seeing it in a certain way. And so if we change what we tell ourselves, does what we see become different? Meaning, we might be telling ourselves that the new potential or opportunity isn't what we want, or isn't valid, or doesn't hold something for us, because if we say it does, then that means we acknowledge that whatever we're hanging on to or that we're bound to isn't right, or is something we'd have to let go of. So we continue to tell ourselves maybe that we're not as passionately drawn, or that there isn't an opportunity, or that we are seeing things from maybe not a clear perspective, but really it's our beliefs telling us this. So we remain stuck because our ego wants to protect itself, wants to keep us safe in some way. And our ego does like to stick to what it knows, because other than that, it would die. It would no longer survive, our ego. So our ego is going to do whatever it takes. It's going to communicate whatever it needs to in order to keep us however it needs to keep us, to keep it alive. Okay, but I feel like there's something burning a hole through you that is very passionate. And I feel like whatever it was that you were invested in, the passion has gone out. And these wands are no longer in flames. These wands are no longer fruitful. These wands are no longer bearing fruit. You're staring at something that is no longer turning into something beneficial for you, whether you believe it, or tell yourself whatever you're telling yourself. But there is some opportunity here that does give you passion, that does fire you up, that does get you feeling like something about it is the right thing. And you're no longer kind of in this sort of numb mode that I think you've been living in, and you might not want to acknowledge it. Okay, so Spirit wants you to acknowledge that if there's passion there, there's passion there. And if you're not acknowledging it, know that it's ego that's holding you back. Know that it is the devil's thought here that is telling you that you don't want it, or that it's not good, or that you're just thinking the grass is greener, or that there's something here that's not for you, because it's absolutely abundant here for you. It's absolutely going to bring vibrancy into a life here that I feel has not been vibrant. There's a lot of potential. Okay, so let's pull final words here for you and ask, what are you supposed to do then exactly? Okay, so I do feel like there's a need to detach from ego, to acknowledge that even if it is stormy and what you're needing to do here in order to break free, it is temporary. Okay, and that you are turning onto the path of where you're supposed to be going, and that this was a temporary sort of home or a temporary situation, and that you are very strong. Okay, the birch tree is very strong, and some birch trees are very, very skinny, so they're very flexible, but they're very strong. And I feel like, the skinniness here allows it to be flexible when there is storms, because it doesn't break, but it can be flexible in the storm. And I feel like there's something about you that will not break. Okay, although you might feel like something will break, there's a need to surrender, there's a need to drop ego, there's a need to know that if you've experienced someone in sort of a soulmate type way, it was meant for a reason here. But there are certain points in our life where we must now deal with things, especially if we're being dishonest with our true passions, if we're being dishonest with how abundant we are in our own lives. Okay, so people can take different roles in our life, depending where we're at in our life. They might transition from one role to another. So we're asking Spirit exactly, what are you supposed to be doing? What is pile 2 exactly supposed to be doing, Spirit? Clear and concise guidance. Anything they need to hear so they know what they need to do right here, right now for pile 2. Thank you so much, Spirit. We have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the Devil coming out. What are they supposed to be doing, Spirit? What does pile 2 need to hear in regards to guidance? Queen of Wands. Lots of people here coming out. What are they supposed to do? And the 7 of Pentacles. I feel like looking at the bottom of the deck, the Knight of Pentacles and Temperance at the bottom of that. Okay. Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius coming out again. And Capricorn. Okay. So there is a need for movement. There's a need for you to allow yourself to invest where there will be movement for you and abundance for you. And I feel like the past here, because this is the scene of the 6 of Cups, there's some sort of past that you've built. Okay, so it's person, place, or thing of the past that you're used to that has you kind of nostalgic about it. And I feel like you can allow yourself to accept what has happened in the past, but allow yourself to still move forward towards abundance for yourself in the future. I feel like there is an inner child here calling to be acknowledged. That isn't going to be silenced. That needs to be looked at here, okay? So I feel like the messaging here with the devil and this fool in one, it's like where you're bound, where you're held back, where the devil energy is in regards to you taking a chance, in regards to you leaping forward, in regards to you trusting in the universe to take a step forward towards exploring what is going to bring you your desires. Okay, like trusting this, trusting to follow your passion and your pursuits. Because I feel like right now you're not doing this because of a past experience here. So there's a need to get honest. There's a need to look at your passions. There's a need for you to understand that you have the power here to bring towards you all of the abundance with this Queen of Wands, because she's capable of bringing this towards her. She's absolutely beautiful. Okay, this is, I mean, we had appearance here and vanity. I mean, the Queen of Wands is one of the most beautiful cards in the tarot. She's absolutely lovely, beautiful. I feel like there's a need for you to understand that you have whatever here that it takes in order for you to manifest and bring towards you abundance, okay? And if you've been committed to something here, there's a need for you to get very honest with where you've been committing yourself to and whether it is something aligned with what you want to manifest. And if it is aligned with what you're wanting to bring in towards abundance. This is the Empress, okay, in this scene with the Queen of Wands. And the Empress is all about abundance. It is mother energy, but it is the most well-rounded feminine energy in the tarot, because she's all the queens in one. And I feel like this energy is addressing this inner child that needs to be addressed, that says, am I bringing in the abundance and am I manifesting what I need to fulfill my inner child? To ask yourself, is it aligned with where your commitments and your values are right now? Or are you supporting an old value, an old commitment, an old structure here? And that's what's got you devil. So you might be missing out on abundance. You might be dropping bits of what you're supposed to kind of be working on and building towards, and you're pretending like you don't see it. So you're deceiving yourself. You might be lying to yourself. You might not be completely honest with where the abundance is. Is the abundance fulfilling some sort of inner child thing? Or is, or are you going to be ignoring the fact that you've been devilish in regards to allowing yourself to move? Okay, this is the Chariot, movement. Okay, Knight of Wands, fastest moving knight in the tarot, one of the wands and the king and the Knight of Swords. So I feel like you're being called to move towards your passions, okay? And manifestations, manifestation card. I feel like there's something here you're wanting to manifest. You're definitely being called to manifest. You're being called to move. You're being called to allow yourself to acknowledge your inner child, to explore, and to be honest, okay, with what it is that your existing situation that you're committed to is providing and where it's missing out, where it's missing the mark. Because I feel like you need to allow yourself to go where abundance is, to invest towards where abundance is. Okay, that's what's going to bring you balance. That's what's going to allow you to be in an energy here of where you're going to have a lot of growth. Okay, because I feel this is a spiritual sort of process that you're going through. So this is what you're being called to do. Pile number 2, I hope this helped you. Yeah, don't let other people and what they expect of you or what they want of you or what you've committed to in the past hold you to unhappiness for the rest of your life. And we are not our ego, and we are not who we said we were at some point in time. When we remove all conditioning, when we remove all identity, what are we left with? Okay, there's a happiness here for you, and I feel like it does come with going through a painful process, but I feel like that, like I said, that lunar cycle here, there is, the sun is rising, okay? The sun is rising for you, And this is challenging, but once you get to that other side here, it's absolutely abundant, beautiful, and it is something that you're definitely being called to do here, okay? So don't fear surrendering. Don't fear exploring. Don't fear allowing things to transform as they're meant to. Okay, I will see you soon. Bye, pile 2. Hello, my beautiful pile number 3. You guys picked card number 1, above you, the lantern dancer and the fish. Sorry, I'm a little stuffy because I was sneezing right before your reading. So above you, the lantern dancer. This is all about us maybe potentially thinking that we see the whole picture, but we're not seeing something, okay? That there is a pathway here not yet revealed, that there's more to be seen that we can't see. Other people might get involved, a new path might be revealed, other things might happen to change the course of direction. And I do feel like maybe you do feel a little aimless, or like nothing is happening, or you're kind of set on some sort of set of circumstances that have happened here, and feel like this is the only way, or there is no other way, or you're not quite sure which direction. I do feel like there's a little bit of aimlessness here because you haven't been able to see the answer yet, or the pathway yet, and feel like, is this all there is to it? Am I supposed to be moving in this sort of a direction, feeling like it doesn't feel right, or there's something missing, or you're not seeing something fully, or been given the full sort of scope of what you're supposed to be seeing. So I asked Spirit for a clear and concise message in regards to what is this important message Spirit is wanting to communicate to you in regards to guidance for your existing situation, your current situation, set of circumstances. What exactly are you needing to know? So use your intuition, what you will see, feel, or hear to determine whether or not this is indeed your pile. All right, so let's take a look. Yes, 46 with new door, or the number 10. Your prayers have been answered and a new door is being held open for you. I don't think you see this, pile number 3. Okay, I think you see a set of circumstances and you feel like everything's laid out, but it feels like you're still not quite sure. Like there's still something that's aimless. There's still something that is not concluded here. You still haven't been really guided or understand which path you're supposed to be on. And with this new door, I do feel like there is a new door opening here. And this is all about full moon. So we did have a full moon at the beginning of this week. I do feel like the lunar cycle is coming into play here. There could potentially be a full lunar cycle here in which more will be revealed, okay? And potentially a new door will open to a new set of circumstances that aren't made readily available just yet, okay? Trust. No matter how things are sideways, just trust that there's more. So we have house cat. Yeah, this is giving me this whole wandering around with the house cat, because the house cat, when we let the house cat outside, it kind of explores. It's kind of aimless as well. It's not quite sure. Okay, let's see. We have, it's time. You're being asked to move forward towards the dream that you've been carrying in your heart. It's time to bring it out into the world. You're ready. It's time. Wow, I think you might have been waiting for something here, but not seeing something. So you're being told here that there is something that's going to be revealing itself to you, that now is the time. I do feel there's been quite some significant time involved here, and maybe this is why you feel you see it all, or that everything's been laid out, but it still feels as though something might be missing. We have the Shaman of Sorrows. Let's keep going. We have 72 with broken and hatched, or the number 9. These two cards are fairly similar. Something we've experienced that brought a lot of sorrow and pain and might have broke us open in some way. Peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. And we have roots. Very interesting. This is giving me that tree of life. And we did have the tree of life for pile number 2. So if there was any sort of desire to be pulled to 2, there might be a message there for you. But here we have a heart, roots, okay. We have strangers, and we have hope. Wow, okay. We have a pitcher of water being poured. Just put that in the strangers. And then we have this shovel leaning on this house, a fence and some grass, okay. A yellow house and a window. We have this, which I never know what it is. It kind of reminds me of a birthday cake, but kind of gives me sort of like a mosque or like some sort of, I don't know, like sacred space of sorts. Church window. My email just went off. Okay, so let's put that here. And we have 2 people. Not quite sure what's going on here. I don't know if that's a mother and child or just 2 people here. Looks like this person has their hands behind their back. Okay, so red is root chakra, blue is throat chakra. There's lots of reds and blues. We have elixir of life. Wow, very significant. And we have safe travel with the dove, tidal wave, lots of water energy coming through. Water, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. We have an urn. Okay, and we have location. Well, safe travel and location. This guy's hiding underneath a table, and we see more wings here. Very similar to these wings of the dove. And we have star. Star is Aquarius energy. It is all about hope. Definitely all about hope, dreams, desires, wishes, long-term vision. Okay, let's pull some tarot. Spirit for pile number 3, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. What is this important message pile 3 is needing to hear right here, right now, in regards to their situation, their set of circumstances that they need to hear? We have the 5 of Wands. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. And thank you so much, pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. I'm truly blessed. Thank you so, so much. All right, and we have the 10 of Cups, and this is the 10 of Pentacles scene. This is the Shuffle Tarot, so we have 2 scenes in one. This is the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords scene. And I will pull one more. King of Cups with the Devil. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Capricorn energy coming through. Let me just make sure we're in frame. Okay, looks good enough here. Give me just a little bit here to tap into this energy pile number 3. Interesting. Hopefully this becomes clear as I keep going, because I'm not quite sure that your message is a lot clearer, aside from I will speak about what it is very clear. So I do pick up that you have experienced some sorrow, some sadness, some loss, some disappointment, and maybe you've been engaged here with a situation where people might have left you feeling heartbroken or just disappointed, empty-handed, a situation that's has transpired. And so you feel like, okay, it's done. You're kind of now having to navigate on your own. So you feel like you've accepted something, okay? You've accepted something, something's happened, where you feel like you were maybe not treated all that great, or where you've experienced some hurt, and so now you're having to move forward. And I feel like this has been over a period of time. So you've been laying the roots based on your experience of what you have experienced here in this situation. And so I feel like you are hopeful and you pretty much are open to whatever is kind of happening here in your life. But what I feel this message is kind of an almost what you don't see coming, pile number 3, because what you don't see coming is that there is something hidden that hasn't happened yet, that you weren't privy to for whatever reason, because it was meant to happen and unfold in this way, and the divine has been, I guess, like rolling out, however the situation has been rolling out for you. And specifically, there is an opportunity here of a new pathway that you're supposed to, again, we have free will, but that your wishes, your hopes, your desire, what it is that I think you've been working really hard towards, that I feel you've accepted as something that was not going to happen, or just was a loss that you've accepted, was a part of making you who you are, allowing you to just kind of remain in the, I don't know, like in the life that you've been handed or in the cards you've been dealt, because there was nothing really that you could really do. I mean, we can always do something, but I feel like you can only do whatever is at your own sort of mercy. You cannot change other people. You cannot force situations. You cannot make things turn out in a way that you need them to or want them to just because you want. You can certainly manifest. You can certainly cooperate. But at the same time, I feel like you've been disappointed. I feel like situations left you hurt and exposed, but I feel like this is water under the bridge. And I feel like you've been working on healing. I feel like you've been trying to find peace, trying to find a way, trying to live your life. But I feel like there's something here, peace and the dove. And then, like I said, the wings. So peace is coming through quite strong. And where there's peace, I do feel is tying back to a situation that might have not have been so peaceful. Okay, so I feel like a situation that wasn't so peaceful, that you might have been protecting yourself from, that I feel was a significant part of molding you into some way, or you seeing something, thinking you see the truth, thinking what you've experienced is truthful, which, I mean, you've experienced it, obviously it is truthful, but the message here, like I said, is very strong. It's confirmation from spirit of what you need to know in regards to your situation, an important message. And I feel it's confirmation that you're not seeing, because you haven't been privy to seeing what is about to unfold. So it's what you don't see coming in regards to this situation. And I feel like there is peace to be made. And maybe you are protecting yourself because what you've experienced here has left you broken in some way. And I feel like you had to do whatever you had to do in order to move on, or in order to find peace, in order to be honest with self. But I feel like something here about emotions coming out, being released in some way. Okay, and I also feel like there's something here about movement with the travel and the location. So it could be something that was very distant, or you felt very distant from your manifestation. You felt distant from attaining some sort of outcome here, okay? Because it didn't seem like it was ever going to manifest in some way. And I feel like you were either digging and digging and digging, or trying to really work towards something that never really resulted in anything. I do feel like is a wish. I feel like this is something that seemed very, very distant. And what you're being told is now is the time. Now's the time that whatever you weren't seeing because it was held from you is now becoming visible. Whatever sort of emotions, what needed to be expressed to you is now being expressed, is now coming forward. You are now being sort of gifted with this opportunity to walk through this new path. Okay, and I do feel like it is something that is long-term here and about to bring you emotional fulfillment with this 10 of Cups. I feel like this emotional fulfillment is something that you wanted and hoped for and prayed for and wished upon and worked very hard towards, and maybe you gave up. And I feel like you gave up at some point because I think physically you allowed the universe to just do whatever the universe needed to do. Now, I do feel like the universe wants you to trust whatever the universe can deliver to you. That if you've done everything that you can, then you are okay. Do what you can, but it is okay for you to understand that you're unable to change other people. You're unable to do things outside of your control here. That's, you know, if you've done everything you can and that's just what it is, then it's okay for you to accept what is, because the universe has a plan here for you. Okay, so I do feel like you could have been dealing with an energy of someone here who might have been dealing with devil energies. Okay, could have been somebody who was combative, could have been somebody here who was not expressive, who was not being honest, potentially honest with emotions, somebody who might have not have been open with sharing in a balanced way, somebody who was just held back. And so I do feel like whatever the devil energy was coming through with this person, because I do feel like this King of Cups is not your energy, I feel like there is a door opening. I feel like there is a change. I got to answer that. I will be right back. Sorry about that, pile 3. I didn't mean I had to answer it. I just meant I didn't want my answering machine to go off, so I had to just make sure that it was nothing important, and it was nothing important, as I knew. But so what I was saying here was, I do feel this is another energy here, and something about timing. And I feel like the timing was, this energy was devilly, okay, held back, might have just not have been ready. We see the same fish here in the background. Fish is all about abundance. Okay, and maybe this fish is representing, like I said, aimlessly. Maybe there was someone here who was aimlessly uncertain about how to express emotions, how to navigate emotions. I'm getting a lot here about travel. Okay, so it could be somebody who is at a distance from you, who felt very distant and might have just been dealing with other things here. So I feel like travel's coming through, distance, desires, hopes, manifestations coming through, a challenging situation and person is coming through, a long-term sort of investment of planning is coming through. I do feel it is regarding heart matters here. I feel like you've been let down. I feel like there's a grand purpose here that is quite significant and profound with this elixir of life, purpose, meaning. Okay, and I feel like there is a truce or peace. There is liberation here. I feel like you could be kind of guarded or protected in some way. I feel like there is something about confronting something and a long-term vision of what can happen here, what can present itself as full emotional fulfillment, manifest as this beautiful coming together, as a hope. Okay, so I don't know, we have strangers here, because I do feel like maybe you felt kind of estranged here, because I do feel there is a betrayal. And I am picking up with this house cat, this energy. So you could have very well been dealing with someone who was very difficult, non-committal, wandering around here aimlessly, lacking in sort of affection, not really, like I said, wanting to express, commit, very fixed on something, causing challenge. And maybe you saw some potential here for something long-term to come together. But I do feel like there's a need to bridge a gap. There is a need to come together. And so maybe you've been very defensive because of past experience. But I feel like there is a new hope. There is a new door that's going to be presenting itself here for you. Okay, and like I said, now is the time that the door is being presented and being held open for you. Like your prayers have been answered. Exactly that. Your hopes, your wishes, your prayers. Okay, because I do feel like this card is all about us turning to spirit and saying, I've done everything I can. And there's nothing more that I'm able to do. So I'm handing it over to you to do whatever you need to do. I feel like that is exactly what you've done. And so I feel like you're this observer, unable to really do much of anything here in your situation. So obviously this reading is about what you can do or guidance. I feel like all you can really do is surrender to the universe, is allow whatever to unfold here. So let's pull some more tarot to see if I'm missing anything further in regards to this situation. Spirit, for pile number 3, what am I missing? Am I missing anything further here for pile 3? What are they needing to hear? What is still unclear to them? And what is this new door about? What do they need to know right here, right now? Thank you so much, Spirit. Now, I do feel like this new door is going to be what you don't see coming. And to all of you guys, it's going to be something very special. So I don't know that we're going to get too much more on what's behind this new door. But I do feel like you already know, because it's something you've been trying to manifest. And I do feel like you've given it up to God, or you've surrendered. So Page of Pentacles. What else? We have the World, same Hangman character. We have, I'm not reading reversals today, we have the Six of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands, and this is the Empress energy. So we have Taurus energy, and then we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Pisces energy. We have the Five of Pentacles, and then we have the King of Cups coming out again. That is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and the Capricorn with the Devil. And then bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Cups. So I feel like there is a situation here, and maybe you had to find a way to make peace with, because I do feel like it left you feeling not very good with the sorrow. It was heartbreaking and it wasn't good. And so I feel like you've made peace, or you've had to learn to find peace. And maybe you feel like that's it. You made peace, water under the bridge. And so you close this chapter. But I feel like what Spirit is showing is that there is something about to reveal itself here. And so I feel like you've had to detach here emotionally for your own sanity. And you could have certainly been rejected here by someone who has hurt you, who has been wrapped up in devil energy, who I do feel there's a lot of love here with this King of Cups. But I feel like there's been a lot of challenge, okay? So I feel like the opportunity here that might have been stuck at one point in time, I do feel like whatever you experience here is concluding as the end of that pain, the end of that cycle, the end of whatever was supposed to be happening there is kind of closing its chapter. And I feel like whatever you were trying to manifest here with this Queen of Wands, whatever your wishes, your hopes, your desire, whatever